Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Thursday. Today we are going to continue with looking at decimals. So let's get started. If I want you to go ahead and pause the screen, and I want you to draw the three boxes I have here and separate them into tenths. Because we are going to show what 2 ones and 6 tenths would look like. So 2 ones is 2 whole numbers. So if I'm looking at this box, I would color in 2 whole boxes. So if you want, you can even draw an X over them to show that the whole thing will be covered in. That's what I'm going to do just because it's faster. So I did that for one whole. Sorry, I kind of have a glare. Let me turn down the lights. There's one whole, and here's 2. And now I would do 6 tenths. So I have tenths here, and I'm going to color in 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is what 2 wholes and 6 tenths would look like. Yours will probably look a little different because you'll probably color those completely in. But this is 2 wholes and 6 tenths. So if I were to write that as a fraction, it would look like 2 wholes and 6 over 10. But if I were to write that as a decimal, I write 2.6. It's really important that you do not forget that point, because if I were to take away that point, it looks like a 26. And that is completely different than 2 and 6 tenths. So today we are going to focus on converting either fractions to decimals or decimals to fractions, but when they're mixed numbers. So for example, like what we just did, we did 2 and 6 tenths. We wrote it as a fraction and then a decimal. I'm going to give you a fraction, a mixed number in fraction form, and then we're going to write it as decimal form. So the next one we're going to do is 3 and 4 tenths. So I see I have I have 3 wholes, so I write it just like a regular 3. And I would write 4 tenths. Remember, we learned how to do this last week. With tenths, you put the point and you put the 4 because we're in the tenths place. So your answer is 3.4. Our next one is 5 and 8 tenths. So I see that I have 5 wholes, so I write it just like this. I have a 5. Now I have to write 8 tenths. I put my point and I write my 8. So 5 and 8 tenths in fraction form, 5 and 8 tenths in decimal form. Alright, this time I'm going to give you a decimal and we're going to write the fraction. So 21 and 1/10. So my whole numbers is 21. And then I have the point that separates the whole numbers from the fraction or decimals. And I see that in the tenths place I have a 1. So I would write it 1/10. Alright. We're going to do one more like that. Today's lesson's pretty short because it's very similar to what we've been doing. It's just adding a whole number in front of it, so it's a mixed number. So the next one is 9.9, 9 and 9/10. And if we were to write this in fraction form, I see we have 9 wholes, so I would write 9. And then I have the point that shows me I'm ready for my decimal. And in the tenths place, I have a 9, so I write it 9 over 10. So 9 and 9/10. Since that was pretty simple, I'm going to give you 3 problems that I would like for you to do on your own, and I'm not going to go over in the video. I would love if you could send them to me so that I can see how you're doing, and I can give you feedback if you need any. So the first one I'm going to do 3.2, I want you to give me it in fraction form. Then I'm going to do, let's make it a little bit challenging, 93.5. And the last one, we'll do it in fraction form, and I want you to give me the decimal. Let's do 8 3/10. So on these two, they should look like mixed numbers but with fractions, and this one will be a mixed number with a decimal. Please let me know if you have any questions about what we're going over with decimals right now. I know it may seem like we're taking it a little bit slow, but I just want to make sure that we're, taking it step by step so that everyone's understanding and we're not getting left behind. So once again, let me know if you have any questions. Tomorrow is a different kind of day. We won't be putting up a video for math because the teachers have meetings. You'll see in our lesson plans for tomorrow that there's potential for you to earn extra dojos, but there won't be a regular math video. You can still reach out to me. I may be a little bit slower to respond because of the meetings, but I still will respond to you. So I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.